Attribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique, hell demon. Armed color hockey, advanced. Wisdom color hockey, advanced. Overlord color hockey, advanced. Killing points, 1500. After this consumption, my killing points were almost exhausted again. Lucifer looked at the attribute panel and shook his head slightly. His journey of earning killing points was about to start again. Ah! At this moment, a scream suddenly came from outside. Killer! It's a murderer! The murderer has appeared. Run away! Lucifer opened the window and looked towards the street. He saw dozens of pirates running away in a hurry, each with a frightened expression. It seemed as if some beast was chasing them behind them. Phew! A whirlwind blew past. Each pirate's body was sprayed with bullets. Blood flowed out, and screams were made. The strong wind seemed to have life, and was extremely eager to kill. After the strong wind blew, dozens of pirates all fell into a pool of blood. These pirates died in horror, with blood all over their bodies. It was a sword wound. There were at least a dozen wounds, and as many as hundreds, as if they had been punished by Lingxi. All of this happened between lightning and flint, so fast. Some of these pirates did not react at all, and they were already killed by the strong wind. Killed. The remaining pirates wanted to escape, but the murderous wind was chasing them. As the wind flashed past, more than a dozen pirates were killed. This method is very similar to a person. Lucifer looked at the violent wind that was killing people on the street, and a figure appeared in his mind. Yes, it was not the violent wind that killed people, but humans. Lucifer's knowledge and domineering power clearly perceived that the violent wind was caused by human beings. It was just that his speed was too fast and his sword skills were too fast, so he was like a gust of wind. Clang, 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 clang. The wind roared, sword lights lit up, and vacuum slashes flew. Soon, the marble was cast the streets and the houses on both sides were covered with sword marks. Phew! Suddenly, the strong wind passed away in a flash and actually teleported in front of Lucifer. In the flash of lightning, a long sword had already slashed towards his neck. Wall of vacuum. An invisible and transparent wall appeared in front of Lucifer, blocking the slashing attack. The murderous wind showed its true form, and it was a hideous and terrifying face with a crazy smile. Sure enough, it was him. Lucifer recognized the identity of the person. There is only one person who can possess such fast swordsmanship and kill people at night, as fast as the wind. White Horse Cavendish. Lucifer remembered, Cavendish Sue finally became a member of the Straw Hat Crew in the original work. He has a dual personality and homicidal somnambulism. When he is sleeping and dreaming, the second personality Hakuba will run out and is extremely cruel and murderous. Cavendish himself is a very powerful swordsman, and after transforming into his second personality, Hakuba, his swordsmanship was twice as strong as his own. Because he killed too many people, he was called Rommel's Kamaita by the Navy, and later for this reason, expelled from his own country. In the original work, Cavendish entered the New World in 1519, and it is now 1516, so he is set to be in the first half of the Grand Route. Is this guy coming to join in the fun? Lucifer flicked his finger, and the wall of vacuum immediately knocked Cavendish out. His body turned into a cannonball, smashing a building opposite into rubble. Swish, 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 swish. A burst of swords, the light came on, and the ruins of the building were chopped into rubble. Cavendish jumped out of the ruins, his expression even more terrifying. The arc of his manic laughter became wider. The second personality, Hakuba, was extremely bloodthirsty and eager to fight. His opponent. The stronger he gets, the more excited Hakuba becomes. Phew! With a flash of his body, Hakuba charges towards Lucifer again. I don't like fighting with crazy people. Lucifer raised his palm and lowered it gently, gravity crushing. There was a loud bang, and gravity appeared out of thin air, covering Hakuba and smashing him to the ground. The center of the street was sunken, and a large circular pit appeared. Hakuba was pinned to the ground, unable to move. Lucifer fell from the sky, It fell next to Hakuba. With a move of his finger, gravity became stronger again. Poof! Hakuba spurted out a mouthful of blood, and his eyes turned white. Suffering severe injuries, Hakuba fell into a deep sleep, and his face, laughing maniacally and horribly, returned to Cavendish's original look. Look! Lucifer regained his gravity and kicked Cavendish out with one kick. Boom! 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 Cavendish penetrated 3 buildings in a row and was eventually buried by the rubble. Lucifer did not kill Cavendish. The aura of Dish still exists. Among the crew members Lucifer plans to recruit, Cavendish is one of them. This guy is very talented. It would be a pity to kill him like this. Ah! It hurts so much. Who dares to hit my handsome face? Cavendish likes to call himself his son. Cavendish jumped out of the ruins, holding his right cheek and a mouth full of fangs. His right cheek had been swollen by Lucifer's kicks, the corners of his mouth were bleeding, and even his teeth were several are missing. Cavendish's personality is completely different from Hakuba's. Not only is he a talker, but he is also a joke. At the same time, he is also extremely narcissistic and values his appearance more than his life. Bastard, are you Lucifer? Did you do it? How dare you hurt my handsome face? Cavendish noticed Lucifer on the street and rushed over in a fierce manner. However, at the next moment, several flying swords shot out and shot towards Cavendish. Swish, 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 swish. Cavendish stood there without daring to move, a few drops of cold sweat streaming down his forehead. Cavendish stood there without moving, a few drops of cold sweat dripping from his forehead. A dozen sharp swords were suspended around him, locking onto his vitals. The nearest sword had pierced the skin on his throat, and a trace of blood flowed out. As long as the sword advances a little further, it can pierce his throat. Hey, 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 don't be impulsive. If you have something to say it properly. Cavendish was a little panicked and waved his hands quickly. Only then did he realize that the guy in front of him was not simple. He was a monster with terrifying strength. You just killed me without any warning. You should have been prepared to be killed, right? Lucifer smiled faintly and slowly walked towards Cavendish. The world of pirates is very cruel. If you lose, you have no choice but to die. With that said, Lucifer was about to take action and controlled the flying sword to advance a little further. Hey, stop it. Misunderstandings are all misunderstandings. Cavendish shouted quickly. I didn't take action against you. It was Hakuba. That guy did it. It's none of my business. Cavendish was about to cry. He was really tricked by Hakuba this time. In the past, Hakuba caused him a lot of trouble when he came out to kill people, and this time he even provoked a monster. Cavendish thought a little bit crying. He felt it was too hard for him. Are you kidding me? Cavendish. Lucifer smiled evilly. I've heard about you. So you think that if the second personality kills someone, you can stay out of it? There is nothing so good in this world. For the sake of justice, it would be best for you, a murderer, to die here. Lucifer slowly raised his finger and pointed it at Cavendish's eyebrows. Justice? Are you kidding me, a murderous pirate? Are these 2 words what you should say? Are you stupid? Or are you? Am I stupid? Compared to me, you are the murderer, right? Don't think that I don't know about your bloodbath at the pirate tavern. The blood of those corpses is not even cold yet. Cavendish is going crazy, roaring crazily in his heart, but he didn't dare to say these words. He could only show his face full of bitterness. What about that? Do I still have a chance? Have. Cavendish, who originally expected to get a negative answer, was overjoyed when he heard the word yes. My pirate group has just been formed and still lacks a few subordinates. Me, I am willing to join your pirate group and be your subordinate. Lucifer hasn't finished speaking yet. Cavendish can't wait to. Don't force me. I never like to force others. Not forced at all. Cavendish shouted quickly, It is my honor to be your subordinate. I feel like I was born to be your subordinate. Captain Lucifer, from now on, I will be your crew member. If you have anything to say, please don't be polite to me. When Cavendish said these words, he bit his lip, with tears in his eyes, but he tried to put on a smiling face. His expression was even more distorted than Hakuba's, but he had no choice. If he didn't agree, I would be here tonight. I'm going to die here. Damn it, I shouldn't have come to Crescent Island to join in the fun. Cavendish now regrets leaving the country and coming to Crescent Island. Yes, you are very promising. I am short of talents like you. Since you agree, let me spare your life. Lucifer hooked his fingers, and all the flying swords floating around Cavendish fell to the ground. Thank you, Captain. I will definitely serve the captain wholeheartedly in the future. Cavendish breathed a sigh of relief, and then showed a flattering smile. Of course, Lucifer didn't know what he was thinking in his heart. However, Lucifer was not worried that Cavendish would betray him. After all, the strength is completely superior to Cavendish. Cavendish is a smart man and knows what to do. Let's go. It's been a night of trouble. Too many people have died here, and the air is smelly. Find another place to spend the night. Lucifer turned and left. Too many dead? Cavendish looked at the dozens of corpses at his feet and was speechless. With these, how can I compare with you? You have killed many more people than me, and your methods are much more ruthless. Hey, what are you doing standing around? Want to sneak away? Lucifer's voice came from far away. Where is it? Stop kidding me, Captain. How dare I slip away? Cavendish hurriedly followed. Soon, the two disappeared into the night. As for the dead pirates, no one paid attention to them. Today's Crescent Island town is very chaotic, and people are dying every day. The Aboriginal people have been after being driven away. The corpses of the pirates were lying on the street with no one to clean them up. The next day, early morning, a ray of sunlight fell down, shot through the window, and sprinkled on Lucifer's bed. Lucifer opened his eyes and woke up from his sleep. He got out of bed and walked to the window, stretching involuntarily, and all the bones in his body made a clicking sound. The physique of the devil in hell is very powerful. Lucifer's body can continue to get stronger even if he doesn't need to practice. Boom, boom, boom. There was a knock on the door. Captain, are you up? Breakfast is ready. Cavendish's voice sounded outside. Come in. Okay, Captain. Cavendish opened the door and walked into the room, followed by several maids pushing exquisite breakfasts. Captain Lucifer, this is the exquisite breakfast I had someone prepare. Please enjoy it slowly. Lucifer looked at the beautiful maid and the exquisite breakfast and secretly sighed that this guy is indeed a prince, and his lifestyle is really different from ordinary people. In the world of One Piece, big shots are always served by someone. Lucifer also felt that such a life was wonderful. After all, he has strength now, so it would be nice to enjoy a corrupt life. In the previous life, all these could only be based on fantasy. Sit down and eat together, Lucifer said. Later, Lucifer and Cavendish ate together, and a beautiful maid stood beside them to serve them. How is the situation on the island? Any news about the treasure? Lucifer asked while eating. No. More than a dozen pirate groups have been searching for it for almost a month. They have almost turned over Crescent Island, but there is still no clue at all. Cavendish came earlier than Lucifer, and he has been on the island for almost half a month. The earliest pirate group landed on the island a month ago. In the past month, there have been many pirates. The band of thieves landed on Crescent Island. There were pirates searching for the whereabouts of the treasure on the island day and night. But unfortunately, no one found the treasure. Instead, the pirates killed each other and many people died. They perished due to lack of strength. There are already more than 20 pirate groups. Recently, rumors have spread on the island that the treasure is fake, and several pirate groups have already planned to leave. Cavendish continued. Yeah? It seems I don't have to wait any longer. Over the years, news about the reality of Captain John's treasure has often spread on the sea, but in the end it has been proven to be false. Maybe it will be the same this time. Those pirates can't find the treasure, so naturally they won't stay anymore. But Lucifer, it's different. He didn't come here for the treasure. Since he knew that the pirates were leaving and no pirates would come back in the future, he could take action. On the west coast of Crescent Island, a pirate ship docked on the shore, with a pirate flag fluttering in the wind and making a hunting sound. After this pirate ship landed on Crescent Island, other pirates on the island did not dare to approach the west coast. All because of that pirate flag. On the pirate flag is a smiling face with teeth exposed, with a black stripe running through it diagonally. The pattern is unremarkable, but in the first half of the Grand Line it is terrifying. Because what this flag represents is Tinashe, Don Quixote da Flamingo, one of the 7 warlords under the king. Hey, Captain, do we really want to take action against them? Cavendish stood behind Lucifer, hesitant. In the first half of the Grand Line, the deterrent power of the Shichibukai was still very strong. Although Doflamingo's base camp is in the New World, his power extends to the Great Line. The first half of the route. Most pirates who dare to attack Doflamingo will end up badly. What, are you scared? Lucifer smiled calmly. Afraid? How can it be? How could I be afraid? Are you kidding me? Cavendish shook his head repeatedly, as if his self-esteem had been hit. He was originally a bold man, and with his strong strength, he was only afraid of the Shichibukai, but never afraid. Cavendish just felt that there was no need to provoke Dover. It's just Brother Langming. After all, there is no treasure on the island, and they have no conflict of interest with the Don Quixote family. Cavendish can't figure out why Lucifer took action against the Don Quixote family. Do they have a grudge? No one can unexpectedly. Lucifer kills pirates just to get killing points. Who are you? This is the residence of the Don Quixote family. Don't come near. Leave immediately. When several pirates saw Lucifer and Cavendish appearing, they immediately alerted and scolded them. I'll leave the miscellaneous soldiers to you, Lucifer said calmly. New. Cavendish turned into a strong wind and rushed forward with a whoosh. Puff, 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 puff. The strong wind roared past, and blood flowers bloomed. A dozen pirates were struck by swords in their chests and fell down. In a pool of blood. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. Inform Lady Diamante quickly. Damn it, damn guy. Where exactly? You dare to take action against our Don Quixote family. You are dead? Where? He's so fast. Kamaitashi. This guy is Kamaitashi. A group of pirates looked terrified and yelled, but they could not find any trace of Cavendish, let alone attack. Soon, dozens of pirates on the shore were all killed by Cavendish's sword. Next. Phew. At this moment, a vacuum slash was shot out from the pirate ship and came to Cavendish in an instant. There was a crisp sound, and sparks flew everywhere. Cavendish split the slash. It left 2 sword marks on the ground after crossing the left and right sides. Immediately, a figure came through the air and met Cavendish at hand-to-hand combat. The two were extremely fast with their swordsmanship, slashing dozens of swords at each other in an instant, and finally they separated. Appearing in front of Lucifer was a man over 5 meters tall. He was wearing a fur-brimmed hat with 2 red facial lines on his face. He was wearing a red cloak, exposing his chest and abdominal muscles. He was dressed like a tribal aborigine. Diamante, one of the top cadres under Doflamingo. Behind Diamante, 2 more people came one after another, a man and a woman, namely Buffalo and Baby 5. Lucifer had already investigated clearly. In this operation, only 3 members of the Don Quixote family came from Diamante. You 2 bastards, how dare you do this? Do you know who you killed? Diamante glanced at the corpse on the ground, raised her sword, first pointed it at Cavendish, and then pointed it at Lucifer. I know you guys, Lucifer, the new guy, and Cavendish, Rommel's weasel. Do you want to challenge the Don Quixote family to gain fame? Don't think that you can be arrogant just because you have some strength. If you dare to take action against the Don Quixote family, you will be dead. You are right. No one has dared to challenge the majesty of the young master for a long time. Are you ready to die? Buffalo and Baby 5 also got into position. There were hundreds of pirates gathered behind them, watching eagerly. Captain, what should we do now? Cavendish retreated to Lucifer and asked quietly. After the close combat just now, Cavendish has tested out some of Diamante's strength. It is very powerful, and he is not his opponent yet. What to do? Of course, kill them all, Lucifer said calmly. Before Cavendish could react, Lucifer had already taken action. Cavendish? So reckless? Gravity crushes. Lucifer waved his hand, and a powerful force of gravity appeared out of thin air. instantly covering the 3 Diamanti people. There was a loud bang, and 3 large potholes appeared on the coast. The 3 Diamandi people were pressed down in the pit. At the bottom of the cave, they were vomiting blood and unable to move. Among them, Buffalo and Baby 5 had their eyes turned white and completely lost consciousness. These 2 people were too weak to catch even one of Lucifer's moves. The only one who was awake was Diameter Mandy, was also seriously injured, with countless broken bones. Seeing Lucifer take action, Cavendish also rushed into the crowd of pirates. As the wind roared and the sword light flashed, the pirates died one by one. Under his sword, boom! Suddenly, the ground rolled, undulating like ocean waves. A figure shot out of the pit, teleported to Lucifer, and slashed at the head with his sword. It was Diamanti. He is a superhuman flying fruit power user who can turn any object he touches into a shape as light as silk. The changes in the earth just now are the effect of his using the fruit power. It is also with the power that he can escape from the area crushed by gravity. You arrogant brat, go to hell. Diamandi's mouth was full of blood, and he gritted his teeth and roared. However, when the sword fell, it hit an invisible wall. His long sword broke instantly, and a fragment of the sword spun rapidly in the air, reflected on the smooth blade. His horrified expression showed. Diamanti finally understood that Lucifer was very strong, much stronger than he imagined. This was a monster that towered over him. Wall of vacuum. This is the shield formed by Lucifer's condensed space. Even if Diamanti has superb swordsmanship and uses armament hockey, he cannot break through the defense of the vacuum wall. It's not that I'm arrogant, it's that you are too weak. Lucifer looked indifferent, and with a flick of his finger, the wall of vacuum roared out, directly knocking Diamanti away. All the bones in Diamanti's body were shattered at this moment, and endless pain surged in, as if being beaten. A big mountain hit him. Then, a laser beam flew quickly and penetrated his head instantly. With a bang, Diamanti exploded into a ball of fire, leaving no bones left. Ding! The host killed the pirate Diamanti and obtained 30,000 killing points. Diamandi's bounty is only 99 million Baileys, but his strength obviously far exceeds this bounty, so he has a lot of killing points. The 30,000 killing points are the second highest among Lucifer's targets. Only Lieutenant General Doberman is taller than him. Not bad. Lucifer nodded inwardly, feeling a little satisfied with this harvest. Then, Lucifer looked at the scattered flesh and blood in the sky, grabbed it with his big hand. Rebirth. After the words fell, the power of the Yinling fruit captured the power of the flying fruit that the reborn tried to escape, and sent it to the fruit in the palm of his hand. Soon, the ordinary fruit turned into a devil fruit. The flying fruit was reborn. Put away the flying fruit, and the road Shifa looked at the 2 potholes in front of him, raised his hand to grab it, and said, "All things are attracted by the sky." A force of gravity exploded, sucking the 2 people at the bottom of the pothole out. Buffalo is useless, but Baby 5 can be kept as a maid. I happen to be short of someone to deliver water on the boat. Flying sword. With a flick of his finger, a flying sword shot out of the air and pierced Buffalo's chest. Buffalo groaned and stopped breathing. Ding! The host killed the pirate Buffaro and obtained 8,000 killing points. Although Buffalo is a cadre of the Don Quixote family, he is not a main combat member. Most of his abilities are used as auxiliary tools, similar to a real helicopter. Because his combat power is not high, he only has 8,000 killing points. It's really a worthless parallel import. Lucifer shook his head, used the power of the word spirit fruit, and recovered Buffalo's turning fruit. I'm not worth much, but if I add the devil fruit, it's still a good harvest. Attribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique, hell demon. Armed color hockey, advanced. Wisdom color hockey, advanced. Overlord color hockey, advanced. Killing points, 39500. After killing Diamanti and Buffalo, Lucifer's total number of killing points has come 39,500. This number is finally not shabby. When Lucifer finished killing the 3 of them, Cavendish also killed all the more than 100 pirates. These pirates were just trash, so naturally they couldn't stop Cavendish. Dishes. Captain, it's all settled. Cavendish came to Lucifer triumphantly and put on an expression of coming to praise me, which is in line with his narcissistic character. You just killed a bunch of trash fish. What's there to be proud of? If you can't even defeat a diamanti, you're still far behind. Lucifer directly poured cold water on him. Although Cavendish is now very skilled in swordsmanship, he is already an iron-slaying swordsman. But he has not yet mastered the hockey of knowledge and the hockey of arms, and his strength is far from enough. Hey, Captain, this is too shocking. I also want to save face. Cavendish was a little unconvinced. Haha, wait until you can catch my move, then come and save face. Forehead. Cavendish was stunned, with a stiff expression. Recalling the battle last night and the battle just now, cold sweat broke out on his forehead involuntarily. Catching the monster captain's move, well, it seemed a bit difficult. D was stronger than him. Amanti, without the fruit ability, would not be able to catch Lucifer's move. Sure enough, as Lucifer said, he is still far behind. Let's go, find the next target. Take her with you. Lucifer pointed at the unconscious baby 5 and said, Oh, why take her with you? Isn't she an enemy? Cavendish didn't understand. We are going to sea and need a maid on board, and she is the perfect one. In the One Piece world, in terms of the quality of maids, baby 5 is undoubtedly the best. No matter what you ask for, she will not refuse. Not only will she obey you, but she will not ask for wages, and you can even ask her to give you wages in return. Look, baby 5 was dressed as a maid, and Cavendish nodded. There were as many ordinary maids as there were, but maids with fighting ability were very rare. Then, Lucifer took the two of them and left the west coast. The distant New World, Dressrosa, in the royal palace. Doflamingo was lying on a beach chair, holding a glass of juice in his hand, enjoying the sunbathing leisurely. In the swimming pool in front of him, 6 or 7 beauties with busty figures were playing in the water. The cadres of the Don Quixote family were either fooling around with the beauties or playing cards nearby. Since becoming King Shichibukai, Doflamingo's throne has become more secure. Today, the entire Dressrosa has completely become a country of pirates. Here, the Don Quixote family is the supreme being. Suddenly, rapid footsteps sounded, and Cadre Torbol ran over in a panic. Joker, something bad happened. Diamanti, something happened to Diamanti. Torbol's panic shouts spread throughout the palace. What happened? Tell me. Doflamingo's forehead was filled with veins. Life card, Diamanti's life card was burned to ashes. As soon as these words came out, the surroundings suddenly fell into deathly silence. The life card represents a person's vitality, burning into ashes, and the meaning is self-evident. Diamanti is dead. Doflamingo's pupils suddenly shrunk, and there was a flash on his forehead. The raised veins almost formed a spider web. Are you kidding me? How could Diamanti die? That's right. He is very strong. Who can kill him? Diamanti is going to the paradise this time to perform a mission. The place is full of trash fish. Who is his opponent? Toribol, you are not mistaken, are you? The cadres of the Don Quixote family were all furious and couldn't believe the news. It's not wrong. I've confirmed it. Toribol said with a runny nose. Not only Diamanti, but also Bafaro's life card was burned to ashes. Half of Baby 5's life card was burned, indicating that he was seriously injured. Hey! A cold light flashed away, and a stone pillar in the palace was cut off. The stone pillar collapsed, and the whole palace shook violently. Doflamingo became angry, and the people around him were silent. The fingers of his right hand shook rapidly, one by one. Thin threads intertwined between the fingers. Veins popped up on the forehead, and it seemed like blood could be seen surging under the skin. An astonishing murderous aura erupted from Doflamingo, sweeping across the entire palace in an instant. Several swimsuits in the swimming pool, the beauty lost consciousness instantly, and the surrounding soldiers all rolled their eyes and fell to the ground. Only the cadres of the Don Quixote family remained awake, but they all broke out in cold sweat and couldn't help but bend down. Doflamingo, even they couldn't bear the Overlord's hockey that broke out in a furious state. Just when someone was about to kneel down, the Overlord's hockey finally dissipated. Many cadres breathed a sigh of relief, but saw Doflamingo send out laughing ferociously. Bah, 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 how dare you do it, damn guy? Someone actually dares to kill my family. The loudness of Doflamingo's laughter at this moment represents the depth of his anger. When he was a child, he killed his father with his own hands, and then killed his younger brother. Doflamingo no longer has any family, so he will kill Don Quixote. The leaders of the Hode family regard them as their own family members. If someone kills his family members, it will touch Doflamingo's bottom line, and he will never tolerate it. Young master, you must avenge Diamanti. Yes, no matter who he is, you can't let him go. Kill him, must kill him. Anyone who dares to harm Don Quixote's family will be killed no matter how far they go. Torbol, Pika, and other cadres all showed murderous looks on their faces. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Ever since Doflamingo became the king of the Shichibukai, no one has dared to challenge their majesty for a long time. Anyone who provoked them in the past would be killed by them with the most cruel means, as long as they harmed the Don Quixote family. But this time, the murderer actually killed 2 of their cadres. Go check it out and find the damn guy. Doflamingo gave the order. I want to see all his information in the shortest possible time. Yes, I will take them there myself, Toribol said after sniffing back his nose. After sending Toribol, Doflamingo was still worried and dialed a number with a phone bug. On the opposite side was an undercover agent he had installed in the Navy and one of the top cadres of the family. 1. Virgo. Because of Virgo, Doflamingo also knows a lot of the Navy's internal intelligence. It is faster to inquire about information through the Navy's channels than through pirate methods. Virgo, Diamanti died in paradise. Find out as soon as possible who killed him. Yes, I understand. The content of the call was very simple and ended in a few words. After the call ended, Doflamingo sat back on the beach chair, his fingers still shaking rapidly. Thin threads that were invisible to the naked eye were intertwined between his fingers, exuding rays of cold light. Doflamingo has not been so angry for a long time. His murderous intention must be quelled with the blood of the murderer. Damn you bastard, I'll find you soon. Doflamingo, with a twisted and horrifying expression, grabbed his palm, and 5 colorful threads flew out, cutting a corner of the palace in front into several sections. Boom. In the small town of Crescent Island, a tavern suddenly exploded. More than a dozen pirates were blown away, vomiting blood and covered in bruises. After falling to the ground and twitching a few times, he soon stopped breathing. A tall pirate walked out of the flames. He staggered and almost fell. He could barely stand with his sword. He was covered in blood, with multiple burns and almost no intact skin. Why? Why are you attacking us? We never provoked you at all. Tell me why, Lucifer. The tall pirate captain looked up to the sky and hissed, with a trace of grief and anger in his voice. Behind him, all the crew members were dead. He was the only one left alive in the entire pirate group. As pirates, isn't it natural to kill each other? Why are there so many? Lucifer's calm voice sounded. He was standing on the roof of a building opposite the pub. If you insist on an answer, you can only say that I am a little bored and want to have some fun. Boring? Fun? The pirate captain's eyes widened, and his pupils instantly turned blood red. Are you kidding me? How could my pirate group be destroyed for such a ridiculous reason? I kill you. The pirate captain became even more sad and angry, and suddenly raised the huge machete in his hand. However, the next second, a laser ray penetrated his chest, and a fireball exploded behind him. With a loud bang, the fireball engulfed him and burned him instantly. Became ashes. Ding. The host killed the pirate Kells and obtained 13,500 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer gained another wave of killing points. After destroying the Kells pirates, Lucifer gained a total of 22,500 killing points. His total killing points reached 62,000. Ridiculous? It's not funny. On the roof opposite the tavern, Lucifer retracted his finger. In the Grand Line, this reason is enough. The Grand Line is known as the graveyard of pirates. Anything can happen here. It is normal for some strong men to kill a few pirate groups just because they are bored and looking for fun. Just talk about Hawkeye in the Shichibukai. He is the one who does this kind of thing most often. Every year, he destroys hundreds of pirate groups just because he is bored to pass the time. He destroys more pirate groups by himself than the other 6 Shichibukai combined. More. It can be said that Hawkeye is the model worker in the Shichibukai. Behind Lucifer, Cavendish carried the unconscious Baby 5, looked at Lucifer's back, and then looked at the tavern that was bombed into ruins. His face, a trace of uneasiness, flashed across his face. He still couldn't understand why Lucifer was hunting pirates everywhere. Could it be that he had a grudge against pirates? But then Lucifer should be a navy, so why would he become a pirate? He is a pirate, but he hunts pirates everywhere. He is more like a navy than a navy. It is weird no matter how you look at it. Horrible. The captain is so terrible. Why do you like killing pirates so much? Could it be that the captain simply likes to kill, that he is a perverted murderer who likes to kill? Cavendish's face changed, and a trace of fear suddenly appeared in his heart. He felt that he was on the wrong ship. What should I do if I followed a perverted, murderous captain? I regret it. Is it too late to escape now? Cavendish is here, I yelled in my heart, and my face kept changing, turning green, red, and white. At this moment, Lucifer's voice suddenly sounded. Hey, what are you thinking about? It's time to go and find the next target. Lucifer's voice woke up Cavendish instantly, and at the same time he became even more certain that his captain was a pervert who liked to kill people. Good. Okay, Captain. I'll be right back. Cavendish responded with a trembling voice, quickly speeding up and following Lucifer. Cavendish didn't dare to get too close, but he didn't dare to stay too far either. No problem. Although the captain is a pervert and likes to kill people, I am his crew member. He should not be perverted enough to attack the crew. I'm safe for now. Cavendish comforted himself in his mind. If Lucifer knew Cavendish's inner thoughts, he would definitely beat him up. This unfortunate thing has too much imagination and can come up with any outrageous ideas. Rather than saying that Lucifer is a perverted murderer, it is better to say that Cavendish's second Hakuba is. As a personality who only likes killing, Hakuba has the purest killing intention, and no one can compare with him. Half an hour later, a villa in Crescent Island town was blown up. This place was originally the home of a wealthy businessman in the town, but it was occupied by a pirate group. As the villa collapsed, another pirate group perished in the hands of Lucifer. Ding! The host killed the pirate Mondor and obtained 15,500 killing points. Ding! The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 1,700 killing points. Ding! The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 1,300 killing points. Ding! The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 800 killing points. Ding! The host kills the pirate soldiers. A series of system prompts sounded, and Lucifer's total number of killing points reached 90,000. Boom, boom, boom. Throughout the day, from time to time, a shocking explosion would be heard in the small town of Crescent Island, and thick smoke would rise into the sky. Those who didn't know better thought it was the pirates who were fighting, but in fact it was Lucifer who was killing. Every explosion represents the death of a pirate group. In this way, the time came to evening, and the killing finally stopped temporarily. On this day, Lucifer killed a total of 6 pirate groups, and including Diamanti at the beginning, he hunted a total of 7 prey. A tribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique, hell demon. Armed color hockey, advanced. Wisdom color hockey, advanced. Overlord color hockey, advanced. Killing points, 148,000. After a day of killing, Lucifer's harvest is also extraordinarily huge. The total number of killing points reached 148,000. This is still the first day, and there are many pirate groups on the island. If they are all destroyed, it is very easy to break through 200,000 kill points. On a rooftop at Crescent Island Port, Lucifer stood with his hands behind his back and opened the system store. System, by weapons and domineering skills. Ding! The weapon color domineering skill was purchased successfully, 100,000 killing points were deducted, and the remaining killing points were 48,000. A burst of energy emerged, and a memory instantly appeared in Lucifer's mind. After the memory fusion was completed, Lucifer gained an additional skill out of thin air, which he could use naturally. Boom! Lucifer raised his hand and struck a wall in front of him. It was directly broken into pieces. This is the release of armed domineering energy, which is somewhat similar to the release of true energy in martial arts novels. After the armed domineering energy leaves the body, it can directly evolve into substantial attack power or defense power. It can fire powerful impact bombs. It can also form a protective wall when flying enemies, and can even defend against invisible attacks. Only when the armed color hockey has been cultivated to a certain level, coupled with the ascetic skills, can this be achieved. With the help of the system, Lucifer mastered it in an instant. There are many ways to use armed hockey, including external exposure and internal destruction. The price is also 100,000 kill points. I currently have 48,000 kill points, and I will have enough soon. Lucifer looked at the town at his feet, and the auras of pirates inside were all within his senses. To Lucifer, these were ripe leeks, waiting for him to harvest. At the same time, Lucifer's the wanton killing finally aroused the fear of many pirate groups on the island. These pirate groups were frightened and wanted to unite to get rid of Lucifer. For a time, many pirate captains privately discussed forming an alliance and hugging each other for warmth. Of course, in addition to the pirate group who want to destroy Lucifer, there are also pirates who choose to escape because they are afraid of Lucifer's strength. Some pirates think that since they can't find the treasure after searching for so long, they might as well leave directly. There is no need to stay. He and Lucifer fought to death. After all, the devil Lucifer was really strong. Under the dark night, a pirate ship set sail from the port and sailed towards the boundless sea. A pirate captain stood on the bow of the ship and watched. Looking at the firelight on the island behind, there was a hint of sarcasm. Just stay and fight with that monster. I will take the first step. The monster Lucifer is not that easy to deal with. I will not leave him to be buried with you. Ha 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 ha. The pirate captain admired his wise decision and couldn't help laughing. However, at this moment, a golden laser suddenly shot out from the island. Before the pirate captain had time to react, the laser had already hit the sea under his feet. Pirate ship. With a loud bang, the entire pirate ship exploded and was engulfed by the fireball. In the flames, the pirate captain looked horrified and his expression was distorted. He looked at the small island behind him with deep regret in his eyes. He regretted coming. Crescent Island joined in the fun. If he didn't come, he wouldn't have died. At the last moment before his death, the pirate captain finally understood that Lucifer had no intention of letting the pirates on the island leave the island alive. All must die. The last consciousness dissipated, and the pirate captain's body was burned to ashes by the flames, with no bones left. Ding. The host kills the pirate Kazik and gets 5,000 killing points. Ding. The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 400 killing points. Ding. The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 600 killing points. Ding. The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 300 killing points. Lucifer stood on the roof, retracted his fingers, and the system's beeps kept ringing in his mind. The killing points continued to rise, and finally stopped at 56,000. All members of this pirate group are trash, and the total number of killing points is only 8,000. Tonight, Lucifer has been staying at the port, and his hockey has been turned on. Any pirate who attempts to escape from Crescent Island will be discovered by him immediately. Under Lucifer's strict surveillance, no pirate can remain safe. Leave. The big explosion that occurred at sea naturally attracted the attention of many pirates, and they all understood Lucifer's plan. Now, they must join forces even if they don't. Lucifer made it clear that he wanted to kill all the pirates on the island. If they don't want to die, they can only join forces to kill Lucifer. Survive or die, they have no way to go. Damn guy, fight him. There are only two of us. There are so many of us. I don't believe we can't kill him. That's right. One of us can drown him just by spitting. If he doesn't want us to live, he won't even think about it. Kill Lucifer. Kill him. The pirates on the island turned into furious mad dogs, exuding murderous intent and malice. These murderous intentions and malice appeared from all over the town, and then gathered together and rushed towards the coastal port. After turning on the knowledge of hockey in Lucifer's eyes, these auras were clearly visible, and he locked them all one by one. As the pirates rioted, the town suddenly burst into flames, and the cry of killing resounded throughout the Crescent Island. Hey, 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 is this too much? Behind Lucifer, Cavendish was a little panicked. After all, the number of pirates who wanted to kill them had exceeded 10,000, and he was scared just thinking about it. Cavendish is still too immature now, and he has not yet defeated one against 10,000. Courage. But it might be different if it were Hakuba. The murderer would only be more excited. If you're afraid, just retreat first. The ship is at the port. You take Baby 5 to the ship and wait for me. Lucifer said calmly. Baby 5, who was seriously injured, has been in a coma for a day and has not woken up yet. Can you do it alone? How about we retreat first? There is no need to fight them to the death. Cavendish couldn't help but say. Lucifer just smiled calmly. If you keep talking nonsense, you won't be able to leave. Thousands of pirates approached quickly, and an astonishing murderous aura rushed towards them. Bang! There was a gunshot, and a bullet flew past Cavendish's cheek. Cavendish's expression changed, and he said quickly, "Then I'll leave first." After saying that, Cavendish turned into a black shadow and shot into the distance. He couldn't help but look back at Lucifer's back, and he became more and more certain that his captain was an extremely bloodthirsty, perverted murderer. Otherwise, who could be so bored? Fighting with tens of thousands of pirates for no reason. Even in the Navy, not many would fight like that, right? Well, it's not right. What am I worried about? Cavendish was suddenly startled. I was forced to join by him. Why should I worry about him? If he died, wouldn't I be free? Afterwards, Cavendish realized that he didn't know since when did you actually think of Lucifer as the captain? They obviously only knew each other for one day, so they had no friendship at all. Does this guy have such great charisma? Cavendish took a deep look at Lucifer's back, a little confused. In fact, this is another attribute of the owner of Overlord's domineering energy, charisma. The strong ones who can awaken the Overlord's domineering energy are among the millions. There is no one, so they all have very strong leadership charisma. This kind of charisma can attract strong people and make some powerful people unknowingly feel good about them and finally surrender and allegiance. Therefore, those who have awakened the domineering color and domineering energy can often become a big shot, has countless strong men following behind him. Lucifer has this kind of charisma. Cavendish was indeed forced to join initially, fearing that Lucifer would kill him. But he was also unknowingly Lucifer's charisma as a leader was infected, and he naturally regarded Lucifer as the captain. On the other side, on the roof of a high-rise building, Lucifer looked at the tens of thousands of pirates who were being killed and showed an evil smile. Kill Lucifer. Kill him. Chop him to pieces. Go. The shouts of killing were getting closer and closer. Countless pirates shot at the same time, and bullets hit Lucifer like a heavy rain. Lucifer waved his hand and fell gently. Wall of vacuum. A transparent, invisible wall appeared, blocking all incoming bullets. Let's go back. As soon as he finished speaking, all the bullets fired returned. A group of pirates in the front row were shot and fell down at the same time like mowing grass. Ding. The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 300 killing points. Ding. The host kills the pirate soldiers and gets 200 killing points. Ding. The host killed the pirate soldiers and obtained 400 killing points. The system's beeps kept ringing, and Lucifer had taken action again. Light sword, 8-foot Magatama. Countless golden lightsabers appeared around Lucifer, filling the entire sky in an instant. The lightsaber shot out like countless golden meteors falling. The meteor brings beauty, but the golden lightsaber brings deadly murderous intent. The lightsaber fell into the pirate army, causing a huge explosion. Boom, 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 boom. There were continuous explosions, and fireballs exploded in the pirate army. Countless pirates screamed and howled. There were more pirates who were engulfed by the sea of fire before they even had time to scream. Lucifer was suspended in the sky, and the lightsabers around him were constantly generated and shot out, seemingly endless. The entire town at his feet was within his bombing range. In terms of firepower, tens of thousands of pirates combined could not compare to him alone. And with the killing, the system's beeps continued to sound in Lucifer's mind, non-stop. In fact, Lucifer could use his overlord-colored domineering energy to stun some weak soldiers first, but that would be too troublesome, so Lucifer chose to do it directly. "Damn you, kid. I'll deal with you." Suddenly, a shirtless blonde man jumped onto the roof and struck Lucifer with a huge vacuum slash. This was a pirate captain whose strength had reached the level of an iron swordsman. Lucifer punched the slash. Then he raised his hand and pointed, and a golden lightsaber instantly penetrated his chest. Then the lightsaber exploded, blowing him to pieces. Ding! The host killed the pirate Vantcross and obtained 19,000 killing points. Worth at 19,000 killing points, this guy's bounty should be close to 200 million. In the first half of the Grand Line, he can be regarded as an overlord-like existence. However, in front of Lucifer, he can't even withstand a single move. I saw a pirate the captain was easily killed by Lucifer, and the surviving pirates below were frightened. And as the lightsabers continued to fall, more pirates died. Many pirate captains could not even fight back, and some pirates, just like a trash fish, they were directly blown to pieces by the lightsaber. Under Lucifer's attack, the pirate captain was the same as the trash fish under his command. There was no difference. Devil. This guy is a devil. Run. We are no match for this demon. He will kill us all. Why would such a powerful monster target us? Isn't he also a pirate? Why are you attacking us? Countless pirates were wailing miserably, and then fled in all directions. The battle had just begun and was already over. Lucifer was too strong, making these pirates realize that even if they went together, there was no chance of winning. If they didn't want to die, they had no choice but to escape. However, Lucifer's firepower covered almost the entire town, and the lightsaber was extremely fast. They had no way to escape and no time to escape. At that moment, some pirates began to beg for mercy. "Let me go. I can be your subordinate. I am willing to join your pirate group. Spare my life. Please spare my life." "Stop it. Damn it, Lucifer. You're going to die too. Someone come and kill this monster. You will definitely go to hell." Countless pirates ran and begged for mercy, but Lucifer remained unmoved. Seeing that Lucifer was not going to stop and that he had no way out, the pirates began to curse and curse Lucifer. Vicious words came and went, but very quickly. It was quickly covered up by the explosion. Lucifer was suspended in the sky with an expressionless face. He still controlled the lightsaber to harvest the lives of pirates in the town. There is only one word spirit fruit in the world. No matter how harsh these people scold him, they still treat him. There was no lethality, so Lucifer simply ignored it. The lightsaber bombardment lasted for half an hour. As the last wave of lightsabers fell, Lucifer finally stopped attacking. Endless gunpowder smoke filled the air and rose into the sky. The entire town was plunged into chaos. The sea of fire was almost razed to the ground, and there was no intact building anymore. As far as the eye could see, there were stumps and broken arms everywhere, and no living people could be seen at all. Lucifer swept through it with the domineering power of seeing and hearing, and confirmed that under his feet there are no survivors. More than 10,000 pirates have all died. After a bloody massacre, it is finally over. 10,000 people may sound like a lot, but in the world of pirates, it is actually not that many. In the original work, Eagle he was so idle that he chased the Creek pirates and killed 5,000 people with one sword. One Creek pirates only had 5,000 people, and Lucifer had now bloodbathed more than a dozen pirate groups and only had 10,000 people. The number of people is very small in comparison. After all, the pirate group of the Grand Line is not like Sure High, and the captain will not recruit so many miscellaneous soldiers. There are very few existences like the Creek pirates. After all, that kind of pirate group, apart from the fact that there are more people, it is of no great use. No matter how many trash fish there are, they are still trash fish after all. Phew. It's really a bit tiring. In midair, Lucifer took a long breath. The lightsaber attacked continuously for half an hour, which consumed a lot of Lucifer's physical strength. Recover, Lucifer said softly. The moment the voice sounded, a black light suddenly appeared and enveloped Lucifer's body. After a second, the black light disappeared. Lucifer's lost physical strength was completely replenished, and he returned to his peak state. The fruit of word spirit can turn what you say into reality. Lucifer cannot directly affect the enemy's body, but he can affect his own body. Lucifer cannot directly affect the enemy's body, but he can affect his own body. With this ability, no matter how seriously injured Lucifer is, he can heal instantly as long as he doesn't die. In other words, Lucifer can always remain at his peak. Physical strength, endurance, self-healing ability, everything. Lucifer just has to say a word. Kaido has an immortal body and can heal quickly after being injured. But compared with Lucifer, he is still far behind. Lucifer's only vital part is his heart, and he won't die even if his head is blown off. Coupled with the regular self-healing ability of the word spirit fruit, he is truly immortal. System. Open the Properties panel. Attribute panel. Host. Lucifer. Age. 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique. Hell demon. Armed color hockey. Advanced. Wisdom color hockey. Advanced. Overlord color hockey. Advanced. Killing points. 189,000. Before the war started, Lucifer's killing points were 56,000. Now it is 189,000. In other words, in this battle, Lucifer obtained a total of 133,000 killing points, more than twice as much. Close the System panel and open the System store. System. Purchase Armed Color Domineering Internal Destruction Skills. Ding! The Armed Color Domineering Internal Destruction skill was successfully purchased. 100,000 killing points were deducted, and the remaining killing points were 89,000. A burst of energy emerged, and Lucifer had another memory in his mind. After merging the memories, Lucifer learned another way to use Armed Color Hockey. If the Armed Color Hockey is used in a frontal attack, then Armed Color the internal destruction of Hockey is a deep assassination. On the basis of hardening, entangling, and external release, Armed Hockey is penetrated into the body through the enemy's external defense, directly causing damage to the enemy's interior. A strong person can use Armed Hockey to defend outside his body, but the internal organs cannot do it. Once the Armed Hockey explodes in the body, the most terrifying power will explode. 1 unit of Armed Hockey can exert the lethality of 10 units. Facing this kind of attack, you can only use powerful physical resistance, such as Kaido's immortal body or Lucifer's demonic physique. Most of the top strongmen and senior hockey users on the Grand Line will use these two techniques. Therefore, they have absolutely overwhelming power. Powerful. Taking one last look at the property panel, Lucifer turned off the system and turned around to leave. Phew. The air rippled, and a black shadow disappeared in the sky, shooting towards the sea. Soon, Lucifer saw a conspicuous pirate ship. Cavendish was standing on the deck looking around, not knowing what he was looking for. Call. A gust of wind blew by, and Lucifer appeared on the deck of the pirate ship. Hey, what are you looking at? The sudden sound startled Cavendish. Ship captain, you come back? Cavendish's mouth twitched, not knowing whether to be happy or sad. Fortunately, his captain came back unscathed despite being surrounded by thousands of people. This proves that his captain is very, very strong. Follow him. I will definitely have a bright future, and I will definitely be famous all over the world in the future. By then, I will definitely be sought after by more beautiful girls. Sadly, I am destined to be unable to get off the ship and can only follow my murderous captain. Blacken. Captain, what was the outcome of the battle? Cavendish couldn't help but ask. He had seen the battle scene on Crescent Island with his own eyes before on the ship. Countless golden lightsabers fell, like a rain of lightsabers. That magnificent battle scene, the extremely terrifying battle storm, made Cavendish stunned and unforgettable. He never thought that someone could be so powerful. Cavendish also had to admit what Lucifer said. He was very weak, pitifully weak. Of course I won, Lucifer said calmly. What about pirates? Of course they all died. After saying that, Lucifer turned and walked into the cabin. Cavendish's face was dull, and a gust of sea breeze blew by, making him shiver involuntarily. All dead. All the more than 10,000 pirates are dead. They have all been killed long ago. He knew that his captain was very murderous, but tonight's killing made Cavendish understand what the concept of murderousness was. Killing tens of thousands of people with just one disagreement. There are not many such monsters in the entire Grand Line. Individual. Haha, it seems that it is impossible for me to be free. Cavendish smiled bitterly. From this moment on, Cavendish completely surrendered. In the pirate cabin, Lucifer sat on the bed with 4 devil fruits in front of him. These 4 devil fruits were all recovered by Lucifer, namely the Black Panther fruit, the cutting fruit, the flying fruit, and the turning fruit. Lucifer can get killing points by recycling devil fruits. One Black Panther fruit is worth 30,000 killing points, which is a very good price. The Black Panther fruit and cutting fruit are good, so I kept them for now. As for the flying fruit and the turning fruit, I directly recycled them. The capabilities of the last 2 fruits are really not very powerful. Let alone the rotating fruit, it can only create a real helicopter and be used as a means of transportation. The flying fruit does not have a strong attack power, so development needs talent. The process is very long. Then, Lucifer opened the system to recover flying fruits and rotating fruits. After the words fell, the flying fruit and the turning fruit disappeared at the same time. Ding! Successfully recovered the flying fruit and transferred the fruit, and obtained 15,000 killing points. 2 devil fruits provided Lucifer with 15,000 killing points, which is just OSO. Attribute panel. Host, Lucifer. Age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique, hell demon. Armed color hockey, advanced. Wisdom color hockey, advanced. Overlord color hockey, advanced. Killing points, 104000. Finally, Lucifer's killing point exceeded 10,000 mark. It's a pity that there are not many opportunities to plunder killing spots like this anymore. This time it was because Captain John's treasure attracted a large number of pirates, so Lucifer was able to catch them all. I don't know how much time it will take if I look for them one by one. The sea is vast, and it is still very difficult to find a valuable prey. The most important thing is that it takes time. Otherwise, how many times will we come to enforce the law on fishing? Lucifer had a sudden idea. What pirates want most is treasure, and what Lucifer lacks most is money. He has the fruit of the spirit of speech, and can easily build a golden mountain. Using the golden mountain as bait, those pirates will obediently surrender to the trap. Well, yes, this is a good idea. I am indeed a genius. Lucifer secretly nodded, admiring his intelligence very much. Under the dark night, the pirate ship slowly left the port of Crescent Island and sailed towards the endless Wangyang Sea ahead. As time passed, a ray of morning sun shot out from the sea level, piercing the darkness fell. Lucifer woke up from his sleep and went to the deck to enjoy the sea breeze. Cavendish got up earlier than him and had already caught a small sea king for breakfast. Hey, good morning, Captain. Breakfast will be ready soon. Cavendish saw Lucifer and quickly stood up to say hello. Facing such a powerful captain, Cavendish felt a lot of pressure. Is the mate awake yet? Lucifer sat down and asked. Not yet, but it should be soon. Cavendish glanced towards the deck. Although Baby 5 was still awake, he was not in a coma now, but in a sleeping state. His breathing became more and more steady. Last night, Baby 5 lay on the deck all night. On the deck, Baby 5's eyelashes moved and he slowly opened his eyes. The first thing he saw was the blue sky. A few seagulls flew by, leaving a few chirps. Oh, finally woke up? Cavendish suddenly appeared next to Baby 5, which shocked Baby 5. Who are you? Baby 5's face changed, and she jumped up from the deck suddenly. But suddenly, she felt a pain in her chest, and she half knelt on the deck. A few drops of cold sweat flowed from her face, twisted in pain. At this time, Baby 5 finally remembered that they were defeated. The young pretty girl lost consciousness with just a wave of her hand. She was so powerful and terrifying. What is this place and where am I? Baby 5 was suddenly stunned because she saw someone. That person was clearly the monster who defeated them in the memory. Why are you here? Where is Lady Diamanti? What about Buffalo? Where are they? Baby 5's face turned pale with fright, and she sat down on the deck, kicking her feet and crawling back. In her eyes, Lucifer was simply a monster, and she didn't dare to get close to him at all. They are all dead, and you are the only one left alive, Lucifer said with a smile. If you want to go find them, I can also give you a ride. Died? Impossible. Lord Diamanti is very strong. How could she die? You must be lying to me. As he spoke, Baby 5's voice suddenly stopped, because she discovered that the pirate ship they were riding on was the Don Quixote family's pirate ship. There was no one on the ship, and not a single pirate from the Don Quixote family could be seen. Even the pirate ship was robbed. The fate of Diamanti and Buffalo can be imagined. Bastard, you killed them. Baby 5 suddenly rushed towards Lucifer. His hands turned into scimitars and chopped at his head. Clang! A ball of sparks flew. Baby 5's move was blocked by Cavendish. Hey, maid. Don't be impulsive. The captain is very scary when he is angry. Cavendish swung his sword to force Baby 5 back, and at the same time kicked him away. Baby 5 hit the wall of the cabin with his head, and another mouthful of blood spurted out. Bastard! You dare to kill my companion. I won't let you go. And the young master will not let you go. Baby 5 roared loudly, with tears in his eyes. Yeah? But I think you will soon obey my orders, Lucifer said with a smile. Stop joking, bastard. How could I listen to your orders? Baby 5 yelled. Maid, can you pour me a glass of red wine? I need you very much. Okay, I'll come right away. Baby 5 quickly ran to the dining table and poured Lucifer a glass of red wine. His face flushed. I am needed. The sudden scene made Cavendish's eyes widen, dumbfounded, and he didn't know what to say. A second ago, you were shouting and killing, and you wanted to fight the captain desperately. What are you doing now? Give way. Shifa brings tea and water and acts as a maid for him? Are you originally this kind of person? Cavendish yelled crazily in his heart. Suddenly, Baby 5 was stunned, and the rosy color on his face instantly receded, turning into a look of anger. Are you kidding me? Who wants to be your maid? As he spoke, his arm turned into a scimitar again and slashed at Lucifer's neck. Clang! A ball of sparks burst out, and the scimitar was blocked when it was an inch away from Lucifer. A transparent protective shield appeared around Lucifer's neck. No matter how hard Baby 5 exerts his force, the machete cannot advance even 1 point. Don't be impulsive, maid. Calm down and carve me some roast. Lucifer's expression did not change, and he still maintained a sunny smile. As soon as he finished speaking, Baby 5 changed his face again and went to cut the barbecue. After that, Baby 5 showed what the special skill of face changing is. She can constantly switch between angry and shy. There was no obstacle to the connection between the two. Cavendish looked on dumbfounded and finally understood why Lucifer wanted to keep Baby 5. It turned out that she was such an easy person to deal with, as long as he said a word. It can be said that to deal with Baby 5, no need the fruit of word spirit can be used by anyone with a mouth release. Well, from today on, you are the maid of the Netherworld Pirates. After dinner, Lucifer announced the captain's order. Don't be stupid. I'm from the Don Quixote family, and I won't join your pirate group. Moreover, the young master will be able to find you soon, and by then, you will be dead. Baby 5 didn't attack Lucifer again. She knew that the gap between herself and this man was too big to kill him. Now she can only hope that the young master will find this place as soon as possible and kill Lucifer for Diamanti. They take revenge. Who knows what will happen in the future? I said you are my maid. You are? Now, I need you to be my maid. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Halfway through the words, Baby 5's face turned stiff. Because she really agreed. She really wanted to slap herself, but why couldn't she refuse others? Ha ha ha, you are really interesting. Lucifer felt that he made a wise decision to let Baby 5 on the ship. Although she is not strong in combat, as a maid, she is undoubtedly the most suitable candidate. Cavendish set sail for the next destination. Lucifer put down his wine glass and gave the captain's order. Where to go next? Magic Valley Town. Find your next partner. On the shore of Crescent Island, 3 naval warships docked on the shore, and a team of Navy landed and entered the center of the island. What appeared before them was a ruin, and everything in the town was destroyed by flames. Some charred wood still emitted black smoke, and the island was filled with a disgusting smell of blood. General Kizaru, after searching, the entire Crescent Island was almost destroyed, and no trace of the pirates was found. They must be all dead. A naval colonel walked up behind Kizaru and reported respectfully. It's really terrible, actually destroying an island? Kizaru raised his mouth and still had that lewd expression on his face. Can you tell how many pirates died? It is impossible to make an accurate judgment on this, but a rough estimate is that there are at least tens of thousands of people. The Navy captain said in a deep voice. Tens of thousands of people? It seems we are a step too late. Kizaru turned his head and looked at the sea in the distance, with a hint of heaviness in his eyes. This time he led a team out to sea to hunt down Lucifer, and based on the clues, they came to Crescent Island. But in the end, it was too late. Lucifer had already left. Leaving it to the Navy, there was only a ruined small town. The town was almost razed to the ground, with traces of flames everywhere and countless huge potholes. Kizaru recognized at a glance that these were the remains of a flash explosion. The potholes proved that the murderer was Lucifer. After seeing the remains of the battlefield with his own eyes, Kizaru was 100% sure that Lucifer's flash power was no weaker than his. Although he didn't know what his hockey cultivation was, Lucifer was already a great pirate with extraordinary strength. No one but an admiral can match him. Send the news here back and let the naval branches in various places closely trace Lucifer's traces. At the same time, I conveyed my suggestion and asked the Navy headquarters to increase Lucifer's bounty. Kizaru's face rarely showed a trace of seriousness. Yes, Your Excellency, General. The naval colonel saluted respectfully and then immediately dialed the phone number. But while the colonel was talking, Kizaru returned to his usual wretched expression. It's really troublesome. This kid has gone far away. In order to catch him, my vacation will definitely be ruined again. And I still don't know if I can catch him. If I can't catch him, won't I have to work overtime every day? The stingy Warring States dynasty didn't give me overtime pay for working overtime. When I go back next time, I must ask him to give me a salary increase. Otherwise, I'd better resign. I really envy Lieutenant General Karp. He fishes every day without working, and his salary is still so high. If I had known that I would have to work overtime 24 hours a day, I should not have agreed to be promoted to general. Kizaru stared blankly at the sea in the distance, his heart constantly heaving. But in the eyes of the Navy soldiers next to him, Admiral Kizaru looked like he was chasing pirates. His eyes were unwavering and unswerving. At this moment, many Navy soldiers secretly made up their minds to learn from Admiral Kizaru. Learn his attitude and work overtime like him, 24 hours a day, to catch pirates. After receiving the news from Crescent Island, the Navy headquarters also took action immediately. It is still Lieutenant General He who is responsible for formulating Lucifer's latest bounty order. At the same time, news of Lucifer's destruction of Crescent Island spread within the Navy. As an undercover agent, Virgo immediately informed Doflamingo of the news. Hey, Joker, this is what happened. Yes, the Navy has determined that Lucifer destroyed Crescent Island, and none of the thousands of pirates on the island survived. Kizaru made his own judgment and said that Lucifer is very powerful and cannot be matched by any other than an admiral. You should be more careful. Okay, that's it. I'll pay attention. The call was very short. After the message was conveyed, Virgo cut off the call immediately. As an undercover agent, he must be cautious. If he leaks even the slightest trace, he will be surrounded by countless naval powerhouses in an instant, and then die without a complete body. Another on the other side, Dressrosa. After finishing the call, Doflamingo suddenly crushed the phone bug in his hand. Lucifer is indeed this arrogant brat. After Diamante's death, Doflamingo had guessed the identity of the murderer. There were not many strong men in the first half of the Grand Line, and there were only a few people who could kill Diamante. The Navy would not take action. Yes, after all, Diamante is a subordinate of the Shichibukai. There are not many pirates who dare to take action against Diamante, and his reputation is still very useful. Apart from these, there are only newcomers. Only newcomers. To be so bold and fearless. Every year there are a few brave newcomers who are not afraid of anything and go to sea just to become the pirate king. Even Whitebeard and the others don't look down on them, let alone a mere Shichibukai. Among the newcomers who debuted this year, Lucifer is the most famous and has the most terrifying record. Doflamingo's first suspicion is Lucifer. Now with Virgo's confirmation, his guess has finally been confirmed. Hey, I'm really underestimated. Do you want to challenge me? Demon Lucifer. How arrogant. A few rays of cold light flashed, and Lucifer's bounty order was cut into pieces. With a loud bang, the windows of the palace collapsed directly along with the walls. Doflamingo jumped out from the gap and turned into a pink streak. The figure flies into the sky. Damn you, kid. I'm coming to you now. Under the vast blue sky, Doflamingo's expression was distorted, and his ferocious laughing face became even more terrifying. On the endless sea, a pirate ship is slowly sailing on the sea. The pirate ship was very large and extremely luxuriously decorated, dotted with gems and gold. The logo on the sail and flag is a ferocious laughing devil with two huge devil wings behind it. This is a pirate ship built by Lucifer using his power, named the Netherworld. Now that he has established his own pirate group, he can no longer use the stolen ships. As the Netherworld set sail, Lucifer's Netherworld pirates also officially announced that they were setting sail. On the deck, Lucifer lay leisurely on a beach chair, wearing a pair of sunglasses to block the sun. Next to him, Cavendish is exercising. He was carrying a huge barbell and doing push-ups. Ever since he was struck by Lucifer, Cavendish began a journey of training to become stronger. Lucifer was not stingy and taught him the training methods of seeing and hearing hockey and armed hockey. Cavendish's qualifications are not weak, and I think it won't take long to successfully awaken the two-color domineering force. Hey maid, I've run out of juice. Go pour me another glass. Lucifer yelled, holding an empty cup. Who is your maid? Be polite, asshole. I didn't agree to be your crew member. Baby 5 stood aside smoking with a cold attitude. But he didn't hold on for a second and want to pour juice for Lucifer. He said no, but his body was very honest. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Suddenly, a news bird fell from the sky and landed on the table in front of Lucifer. He tilted his neck and stared at Lucifer with his eyes. Get a newspaper. Lucifer flicked his finger, and a gold coin shot into the money bag on Newsbird's chest. Then Newsbird took out a newspaper and handed it to Lucifer. Opening the newspaper, there was a big headline that shocked the whole world. News. The red-haired pirates defeated the Henry pirates and are about to ascend to the throne of the emperor. There was a huge photo printed on the newspaper, and it was the red-haired Shanks. As a famous pirate, this face is known to almost everyone. The Emperor's War in the New World is almost coming to an end. A group of powerful pirates fought fiercely for the last throne of the Emperor. The red-haired pirates led by Shanks defeated many strong competitors, and even the famous Henry pirates were defeated by him. Now, the red-haired pirates are already the force closest to the Emperor, and red-haired Shanks is also the most popular candidate for the four emperors. Many people believe that the red-haired pirates will inevitably become the final winner. It won't be long before he can compete with Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom stand on equal footing and become the true four emperors, ruling the new world. The action is really fast. Lucifer smiled faintly. Lucifer had already expected this news. If nothing else happens, the final winner should be the red-haired one. But this is none of his business. Lucifer is still in the first half of the grand route. Fishing, I can't get in touch with the four emperors of the new world for the time being. I opened another page of the newspaper, and a reward notice suddenly fell out. Oh, is the new bounty finally out? The photo on this bounty order is clearly Lucifer, and the bounty has been updated. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 330 million Baileys, is a heinous crime, and he does not care about life or death. Lucifer's bounty has increased by 100 million, and at the same time he destroyed on Crescent Island, the massacre of tens of thousands of pirates was also exposed. The purpose of the Navy's doing this is obvious. It is to kill people with a knife. Lucifer's killing of so many pirates will definitely arouse the extreme hatred of the pirates. Those powerful pirates, after seeing the bounty and deeds, they will all come to target Lucifer. With the pirates carrying the firepower in the front, the Navy can reap the benefits from behind. The Warring States period was the Warring States period, and the reputation of a wise general was truly well-deserved. In the Navy, the only one who can do this kind of thing is Sengoku. Sometimes killing with a soft knife is the most deadly. Sengoku has been the marshal of the Navy for decades, and he is very good at this trick of killing people with a knife. Hey, why don't you have a reward order from me? Cavendish came up behind Lucifer and complained. You are not a pirate. How can you have a reward? The fact that Cavendish joined Lucifer's command has not been exposed, so his apparent identity is still the prince of the Rommel kingdom. Because of his status as a prince, even if Cavendish killed many people due to homicidal somnambulism, is still not wanted by the Navy. In the original book, Cavendish was expelled from his country and then went to sea to become a pirate and then was rewarded. Now Lucifer recruits Cavendish, which just makes Cavendish become a pirate in advance. Pirates, just wait. With your strength, it won't be long before the Navy puts a bounty on your head. Cavendish's reputation is not weak, and now he has joined the Netherworld Pirates. Combining Lucifer's name and Cavendish's own strength, the Navy will soon issue a reward order. Boom, 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 boom. At this moment, a burst of gunfire came from the distance. Lucifer looked up and saw a small island appearing on the sea in front of him. The shells were fired from the island, and a pirate ship approached the island. Half of it was blown up. The ship was burning with flames and was teetering on the verge of sinking at any time. As the pirate ship ran aground, several small boats came out from the island. A group of pirates rushed into the pirate ship and started burning, killing, and looting. They shouted fiercely to kill. Loud and arrogant laughter sounded from the merchant ship, one after another, for a long time. Hey, what kind of island is this? Is it so chaotic? Actually robbed a passing pirate ship? Cavendish stood on the side of the ship, looking ahead with wide eyes, very shocked. He had seen many pirates plundering merchant ships, but pirates plundering pirates was rare. This is Magic Valley Town, also known as a town where pirates gather. The island is full of pirates, and there is no law at all. Lucifer looked at the island in front of him and said calmly, Is this Magic Valley Town? Is there the companion we are looking for? Cavendish was a little surprised. He knew that the destination of this trip was Magic Valley Town, but he didn't expect that Magic Valley Town was so chaotic. If outsiders wanted to land in Magic Valley Town, even docking would be a big problem. Pirates who are not strong enough, already buried in the sea before reaching the shore. The person I am looking for is not on the island, but in the sky. Lucifer looked up at the sky. Thick white clouds were floating in the sky. Although there was nothing there, Lucifer knew that there were islands suspended in the clouds. In the sky? An empty island? Cavendish has obviously heard of the legend of Sky Island. Isn't that a lie? Everything about Golden Country is fake. Captain, you don't really believe it, do you? Cavendish wanted to laugh, but seeing Lucifer's serious expression, he didn't dare to laugh. He was sure that as long as he dared to laugh, he would be thrown into the sea immediately. The reason why legend exists must have a reason for its existence. The world is ignorant and cannot find the Golden Land, so they think it is a lie. In fact, it is just incompetence. Come on, go up and take a look and you will know. Lucifer waved his hand. Let's take off. As soon as the words fell, the netherworld at his feet immediately broke away from the sea and slowly flew into the sky. The netherworld's speed became faster and faster, and in the blink of an eye, it flew up to 1,000 meters in the sky. As the netherworld flew higher and higher, gradually, the air became thinner and thinner. Both Cavendish and Baby 5 showed symptoms of hypoxia, shortness of breath, and red eyes. It took about 5 minutes for the netherworld to reach an altitude of 10,000 meters. Look down here. Only thick clouds can be seen and the sea has disappeared. Hey, this is exciting. Cavendish was excited. Idiot, what's exciting? If you fall, you'll be dead. Baby 5 is different. She is very scared, trembling with fear, holding on to the mast and not daring to let go. Don't worry, no one will die as long as I'm here. Lucifer smiled calmly, and then turned on the domineering power of seeing and hearing, looking for the location of the empty island hidden in the clouds. Soon, Lucifer sensed that there was a lot of life in the clouds ahead. Found it. The netherworld moved forward through the air, penetrating through the white clouds. Finally, a huge island appeared in the eyes of the three people. Hey, this is so spectacular, right? Yes, it's incredible. Simply a miracle. The island is actually above the clouds. Cavendish and Baby 5 were stunned by the sight before them. The power of nature is sometimes so great and can do things that humans cannot imagine. Captain, since we have arrived at Sky Island, wouldn't we be able to find the Golden Land? How many treasures are there in the legendary Golden City? Cavendish's eyes were shining, and Baby 5 couldn't keep calm. I'm not interested in treasures or anything like that. If you want it, just go find it yourself. I came to Sky Island just to find an arrogant guy. Lucifer controlled the netherworld and headed towards Appiato, the island of gods. At this time, Eniro should have become the god of Sky Island, and with his special knowledge and domineering power, he should have discovered their intrusion. Boom! Suddenly, thunder sounded in the sky, and a bolt of lightning flashed across the sky, as if tearing the sky apart. Well, is it going to rain? Cavendish looked up at the sky, but found that there were no dark clouds above his head. It was just a daytime drought and thunder. Lucifer kept looking ahead and said calmly, "Here we come." As soon as he finished speaking, a bolt of lightning fell from the sky. A man holding a golden stick and a thunder drum on his back appeared on the bow of the netherworld. Appeared? Is it an enemy? Still a capable person. Cavendish and Baby 5 were both on alert instantly, as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Eniro's appearance was very impressive, with thunder and lightning shining. Just one glance showed that his ability is not simple, and he is definitely very strong. Yeah, are you from Qinghai? He can actually control a pirate ship to fly in the sky, so he seems to be a capable person. Enelu was eating an apple. Even though Cavendish and Baby 5 were pointing weapons at him, he still looked calm and relaxed. The calmer he is, the stronger he is. Mortals from Qinghai, I can give you a chance to become a servant of God. Only in this way can you survive here. Enelu stood up with a golden stick in his hand. The moment he finished speaking, a powerful momentum burst out. The sky above his head changed, the white clouds turned black, and countless thunder and lightning crisscrossed and danced in the clouds. Endless thunder and lightning shone behind him, and he set off like a thunder god. Hey, you're so pretentious, right? Aren't you afraid of being beaten if you pretend like this? Lucifer's voice interrupted Enelu's pretense, and his explosive momentum was instantly defeated. Enelu's face changed, and he suddenly showed a hint of ferocity. Ignorant mortal, you are provoking God. Majesty, the only consequence of angering God is death. After saying that, Enelu raised his golden stick and pointed, 60 million volts Brontosaurus. A giant thunder and lightning dragon roared out, biting towards Lucifer. Lucifer did not dodge, but just waved his hand gently, dissipate. The moment the sound sounded, the roaring thunder dragon immediately dissipated into nothingness. Enelu's expression changed. Just as he was about to take action again, a strong gravity pressed on him. Gravity crushes. There was a loud bang, and the deck and hull of the netherworld were directly penetrated. Enel was carried by gravity and fell into the sky, hitting the Appiato island below. Hey, Captain, if you fight, just fight. Don't damage the ship. Cavendish complained helplessly. Isn't it enough to break something and fix it? Lucifer pointed to the hole in the deck and said softly, "Restore the original shape." The broken wooden planks grew automatically. Soon, the holes in the deck healed, and the netherworld was restored to its original state again. For Lucifer, all he had to say to build a ship was enough. Let's go down and see how that proud god is doing. Don't let me kill him with one move. Lucifer smiled faintly and drove the pirate ship to land on the island. In the lush forest, more than a dozen big trees were destroyed. The earth was torn apart, and a huge pothole appeared. Lucifer appeared on the edge of the pothole, and Annie Lou was lying at the bottom of the pothole, bleeding from the corner of his mouth, panting. Lucifer's strong gravity, coupled with the high-grade armed color domineering, was not something that the current Enelu could withstand. With just one move, Enelu was defeated by Lu Shifa was seriously injured. "Hey, god of Sky Island, are you alive?" Lucifer yelled towards the pothole. Boom! A thick thunderbolt soared into the sky and shot straight into the sky. Enel jumped out of the hole and floated dozens of meters in front of Lucifer. He stared at Lucifer with a fearful expression and no longer dared to act rashly. "You guy, why can you hit me as a god?" "God? A weakling?" Lucifer teased with a smile and flicked his finger. Flash ray! The laser shot out from the fingertips and instantly penetrated Enel's shoulder. Even if he had the speed of lightning, he didn't react at all. Hateful. Enelu spat out a mouthful of blood again, and his body fell from the sky weakly. He covered his shoulders with his hands, and a blood hole appeared there, and the blood kept trickling like tap water. "Bastard! You dare to trample on the dignity of God like this? I can't forgive you." Enelu saw that the man in front of him was not serious at all and had been teasing him. You know, only he could tease others before, and no one had ever dared to do this to him. Those who dared to challenge his majesty have been punished. He was electrocuted into coke. "Stupid mortal, I must make you regret it, Thor." Boom. Before Enelu finished speaking, an unparalleled gravity pressed on him again. The power was beyond imagination, as if it were an island, and it hit his brain completely blank, and he almost lost consciousness. Enelu wanted to elementalize to remove the impact, but no matter how he used the fruit's ability, he could not escape the area crushed by gravity. The earth was cracked and dented, eventually forming a huge crater. Enel was hit hard, vomited blood, and finally lost consciousness completely. No, Abel. Before he fell into coma, Enelu still couldn't believe that he, as a god, was defeated like this. In front of that man, he was so weak. He didn't even have time to use his abilities and was defeated. Poor, so pitiful. Seeing how miserable he was, I felt a little sorry for him. "Captain, didn't you say you wanted to recruit him as a companion? Why are you so cruel?" Cavendish stood on the edge of the pit and saw that the bottom of the pit was like a puddle of mud. He shook his head repeatedly. Cavendish had to sigh that Lucifer was so cruel, but at the same time, he was very lucky that he had when Lucifer recruited him. He wasn't so heavy-handed. If he came here just once, he would probably be haunted for the rest of his life. Baby 5 next to him was also frightened by Lucifer's move. This was the first time she had been so close. Seeing how powerful Lucifer is. The last time she didn't see Lucifer take action, he was beaten unconscious. Baby 5 uncontrollably compared Lucifer and Doflamingo, trying to compare who was stronger. But what she didn't want to admit was that Lucifer seemed to be stronger than Doflamingo. Lucifer stretched out his palm and pointed it at the bottom of the pit, grabbed it with his big hand. All things are guided by heaven. A gravitational force exploded, sucking Enelu up from the bottom of the pit. "It's so miserable. He won't die, right?" Cavendish's mouth twitched. "Not dead. I'm showing mercy," Lucifer said with a smile. "Haha, does this count as showing mercy?" Cavendish and Baby 5 rolled their eyes wildly, speechless. If this is considered merciful, what would it be like for Lucifer to strike hard? They were unable to complain. At this moment, the sound of breaking wind sounded. Several figures shot out from the forest in the distance. These people stepped on strange shells and created a white cloud trail under their feet. "They are intruders. Catch them quickly. But if you dare to intrude into the Lord God's territory, you can be killed on the spot." Don't let anyone go. Quick. The four people with different looks were originally aggressive, but suddenly they shut up at the same time, and their roars stopped abruptly, because they all saw Enlil lying at Lucifer's feet, the supreme god in their minds. The god who had always been invincible was lying at Lucifer's feet, covered in bruises, his eyes rolled white, and completely unconscious. The god Enlil has been defeated. No, it's impossible. Master Enlil is a god. How could Lord Enlil, who possesses the power of a god, be defeated by a mortal? What is the origin of these Qinghai people? These people are the four great priests under Enlil. They are rare strong men on the empty island. Lucifer glanced at them. His pupils turned red instantly, and his overbearing, domineering energy burst out, covering the four great priests. Kneel down. A cold voice rang in the ears of the four great priests, and their minds went blank. When they came to their senses, the four of them found themselves kneeling at Lucifer's feet. They could not resist that domineering voice. Strange monster. He is a more terrifying monster than Lord Enlil. Can't resist him. If you resist him, you will die. For the great priests quickly realized the gap between themselves and Lucifer, and they all buried their heads on the ground, not daring to make any move. Lucifer's word spirit fruit originally could not make people kneel down directly, but if it is paired with overlord color domineering, but you can do this. You must be Enlil's men. Take us to the palace. Lucifer said calmly. Yes, my lord, please follow me. Priest Om responded respectfully. Under the guidance of the priest, Lucifer and the others quickly arrived at the palace in Enlil. Now, Captain Lucifer, I heard that there is a land of gold on the Sky Island, I think. Cavendish was eager to find the Golden Land. The legend of the Golden Land has been circulated along the Grand Line for hundreds of years, but no one has ever found it. Cavendish wanted to be the first to discover the Golden Land, so that he could become famous. There will definitely be many beauties admiring him by then. Cavendish has already begun to fantasize about his bounty being snatched up by countless beauties. Lucifer glanced at the palace and didn't find a lot of gold here. This proves that Eniro has not yet discovered the Golden City under the island clouds. If you want to go, just go. Whether or not you can find it all depends on your ability. Lucifer said nonchalantly. He knew where the Golden City was and where the Golden Bell was, but Lucifer was not interested in any of this. He could synthesize gold himself, and he could get as much as he wanted. As for the Golden Bell, Lucifer had something to say. It can be built. Lucifer already knows the meaning of the historical text inlaid on it. It can be said that there is nothing in the entire Sky Island that can attract him. If he did not want to recruit Enlil as a crew member, Lucifer would not come at all. Here, Cavendish left with Baby 5 and a few priests. Lucifer walked to the throne in Enlil and sat down. The priest who stayed behind, Shura, was very honest and brought some beauties from the Sky Island to serve him wine and food. Enlil has been treated by Sky Island doctors. He was covered in bruises and was tied into a mummy with bandages. While Lucifer was dining, all the servants in the palace knelt on the left and right sides. The situation changed so fast that many people in the palace, none of the servants reacted. But everyone knew that the god Enlil had been defeated. According to the rules of Sky Island, Lucifer is now the new god. After years of thunder and lightning training, Enlil's physical fitness is very good. After receiving treatment, he regained consciousness the next day. Enlil opened his eyes and found himself lying in the palace. Everything that happened before seemed like a dream, but the pain throughout his body told him that it was not a dream, but reality. He was really defeated. Yo, are you awake? A plain voice came, and Enlil turned around and saw the face that he hated so much. At this moment, the man was sitting arrogantly on the throne that belonged to him, and the priests and priests under him were servants. Now all kneel respectfully at his feet. You bastard! Enlil was so excited that thunder and lightning erupted all over his body. Just as he was about to take action, the familiar gravity pressed on him again. He was pinned to the ground, unable to move. Don't get excited, your injury hasn't healed yet. If he did it again, he would really be dead. Lucifer spoke lightly, but Enlil felt a chill. This man had the power to kill him easily. This made Enelu feel fear that he had not seen in a long time. What do you want? Enelu asked through gritted teeth. You must have guessed. I am a pirate from Qinghai. I am still short of a few men on my ship, and you are a perfect fit, Lucifer said with a smile. Subordinates? Are you kidding me? I am a god. Enelu couldn't stand such an insult and became furious. However, the next moment, he was knocked away and rolled on the ground more than 10 times. This attack caused his healed wound to open again. Lucifer sat on the throne. He still maintained a calm smile. I am a very reasonable person. I can talk, but never do anything. The most important thing is, I never force others. You can think about it carefully. Stop dreaming. I won't take refuge in you. Bang. Enelu was knocked away again. Think about it again. I have plenty of time. Lucifer is calm and gentle. Absolutely impossible. Boom. I won't surrender. Ah. I am a god. Ouch. Ah. 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 Eniru's screams rang out in the palace, making the scalps of the kneeling priests around him numb. They just wanted to say that the new god was too cruel. Stop, stop, I replied. Ah. I said I agreed. Why are you still hitting me? Enelu asked aggrievedly as he lay on the ground with blood on his face. Ah. I agreed, but I didn't hear it. Lucifer put down his raised palm. Did you really agree? Don't force me. I'm a very reasonable person and never force myself on others. You can think about it again. There is plenty of time anyway. Lucifer said righteously. Not forced at all. I am very willing to join your pirate group. From today on, I am your subordinate. If you have any questions, don't be polite. Enelu's heart was bleeding. He was so fucking miserable. He stayed at home well, being a king, a god, giving orders and saying the same thing. Suddenly a monster came out of nowhere and beat him up without saying a word. They beat him, and even robbed him of his position as a god. They robbed him and forced him to be his subordinate. If he didn't agree, he beat him again. He also said that he didn't force himself, and he said reason. Is this the way to reason? Enelu couldn't help crying when he looked at his bruised body. Now he couldn't find a single intact spot in his body. He didn't want to give in, let alone be someone else's subordinate. But he had to give in. This monster was so ungrateful that he would beat people if he disagreed with you. He didn't kill you. He tortured you. And he smiled while torturing you. Enelu was scared, terrified. His dignity was shattered by Lucifer, and he could no longer be proud in front of Lucifer. After some torture, Lucifer left a deep shadow in Enelu's heart, the size of which could not be calculated. Since you agreed, you are one of your own. Tell me, why are you so stubborn? Wouldn't it be enough if it had been like this? You have to give me a beating to be honest. Why bother? Alas, my hands are sore. Lucifer flicked his wrist and said with a sigh. Yes, Captain, you are right. It was my fault. The corner of Enelu's mouth twitched. He gritted his teeth, almost uttering each word. He beat you and said it was your fault. Just ask you if you are human? You are as strong as a monster, and you can just move your hands. Can break a mountain. Will your hands be sore after these few blows? Are you kidding? Enelu has clearly realized what kind of monster his captain is. Not only is he powerful, but he also has a dirty heart. Want to if you are not hurt. You can only be obedient. At this moment, Cavendish and Baby 5 came back. Looking at their empty hands, you knew that they had not found the Golden City. The Golden City had been buried under the island clouds for hundreds of years. The Skylanders haven't discovered it for hundreds of years, and Cavendish and the others naturally couldn't find it either. Cavendish and Baby 5 walked into the palace, and at a glance they saw Eniro sitting in the corner silently licking his wounds. Captain, this is already finished training? Cavendish analyzed the current situation at a glance, because Enel's expression now is the same as before. Yes, after some ideological education from me, Enelu has agreed to join. From now on, he is the 4th crew member of the Nether Pirates. Lucifer said, Yeah, that's really good news. The corner of Cavendish's mouth twitched. He wanted to laugh, but he held it back. He was a professionally trained pirate and generally wouldn't laugh unless he couldn't help it. The captain's ideological education, Cavendish used his, but he could think of all kinds of methods. He glanced at the miserable Enelu and felt sympathy in his heart. A god who was originally arrogant and domineering has now become like a stray dog, silently licking his wounds, no matter how miserable he looks. Okay, in order to celebrate Enelu's joining, there is a banquet. Lucifer gave the order. Shura, go prepare the food and drinks. Yes, Lord Lucifer. Priest Shura saluted respectfully and immediately withdrew. Soon, the servants in the palace brought a large amount of good wine and food to the palace, and a lively banquet continued until the next day. Hey, Captain, are you really not looking for the Golden City? That's a lot of treasure. The next day, Cavendish was still unwilling to give up. He was still thinking about being the first person to discover the Golden City. He must take the first step to win the favor of women all over the world. Is there such a thing as a Golden City or an empty island? Enelu also became curious. After a night, Enelu regained some self-esteem. He did not dare to be presumptuous in front of Lucifer, but in front of others, he still claimed to be a god. Well, do not you know? Aren't you the god of Sky Island? Cavendish looked at Enel in surprise. Enel's face turned green. He wanted to hit someone now. If anyone dared to question him like this before, they would definitely be burned to charcoal by lightning. But not now. In front of Lucifer, he dare not be presumptuous. 400 years ago, the Golden City was carried to the Sky Island by the sky current and was later covered by the island cloud. Of course you won't find it if you look on the surface of the island. The Golden City is under the island clouds. Lucifer said calmly. Really? Then I'll go take a look now. Cavendish didn't ask Lucifer how he knew. He only knew that his captain was very mysterious and knew many unknown things. The Sky Island existed, and there was an Enelu on the island. The captain didn't even know these things everyone knows, and naturally knows where the Golden City is. Enel also wants to go. He likes gold very much. After discovering this metal on the empty island, Enel designated it as exclusive to the gods. He believes that only gods can only gold is worthy of the use of gold. After receiving clear instructions from Lucifer, Eniro and Cavendish took the priests into the island to search under the clouds. Soon, they found the existence of the Golden City. A city made of gold made everyone people were stunned and lamented the greatness of ancient mankind. Cavendish was very excited and asked Baby 5 to take a lot of photos of him with the Golden City. As long as these photos are spread, the whole world will know that the legendary Golden City is real. And as the first person to discover him, Cavendish is destined to become famous all over the world. By then, he will be the biggest star in the world. I will soon be chased by beauties. Lord Cavendish, may I marry you? So handsome, Lord Cavendish, the most handsome man in the world. Cavendish stood on a golden building, immersed in self-fantasy, smiling extremely. Hey, is this guy a fool? It should be. It can't be wrong. Why would Lord Lucifer find a fool as his subordinate? The four priests next to them couldn't help rolling their eyes and complaining when they saw Cavendish daydreaming. Even Enel felt that Cavendish was very unreliable. The captain was a cruel monster, but the crew was a fool. Do you really want to join this pirate group? Enel regretted it a little. He wanted to escape, but when he thought of Lucifer's terrifying methods, he did not dare to escape. After that, Enel ordered the Sky Island 4 great priests to lead people transport the gold in the Golden City to the palace. At the same time, send out escorts to protect the Golden City. Lucifer has already said that he is not interested in the Golden City, and at the same time he is not prepared to be the god of the Sky Island. Enel can still rule the Sky Island. That's it. First of all, Enelu naturally regarded the Golden City as his private property. Although he was about to leave with Lucifer, this place would always be his kingdom. Lucifer and others stayed on the empty island for 10 days to let Eniro recover from his injuries. After recovering from his injuries, he immediately set sail and left the empty island. The netherworld fell from the sky, and the strong winds on both sides roared by, making the pirate flags roar. Yahahaha, is this Qinghai? Enelu stood on the bow of the boat, opened his hands, looked at the endless sea, and laughed arrogantly. "Now, Captain, is the sea really as full of monsters as you said?" Enelu turned around and looked at Lucifer and asked. "Ah, yes, there are countless monsters in the sea." Lucifer held the red wine and took a sip. "Currently, there are probably tens of thousands of people who can defeat you with one hand. Of course, the real number is not that much." Lucifer said this just to let Enelu know that there are dragons and crouching tigers hidden in the sea, so that he should not be proud. Enelu's biggest shortcoming is that he is arrogant and arrogant. He thinks that he can be invincible by getting the thunder fruit. As everyone knows in the Grand Line, those who die the fastest are often those with natural abilities. Some natural ability users think that no one can attack them if they become elemental, which is simply stupid. In front of high-level armed hockey users, the ability to transform is of no use at all. Instead, the elementalization expands the body area at will, further exposing one's own weaknesses. When some natural ability users face domineering users, they foolishly do not dodge or dodge, and use their bodies to receive attacks. Until only after you die will you know how to regret. Master the power I teach you as soon as possible. Only by learning it can you gain a firm foothold in this ocean. Enelu is already proficient in seeing and hearing hockey, but he doesn't know how to arm hockey. Lucifer has already told him the training method. I think with his qualifications, he will be able to learn and master it very quickly. I see. In front of Lucifer, Enel did not dare to disobey and obeyed his words. The netherworld fell rapidly. When it was about 1,000 meters away from the sea, its speed slowed down sharply and finally landed slowly on the sea. The pirate ship only splashed when it landed. A little bit of spray, very stable. "Let's go, set sail, and find some prey to play with." Lucifer issued the captain's order. He hadn't killed anyone for a long time, and his killing point had not increased, which made him feel a little uncomfortable. Cavendish couldn't help feeling a chill down his back when he heard this order. He hadn't seen the captain kill anyone for more than half a month. He almost forgot that his captain is an extremely murderous monster. "I don't know who else is going to be unlucky." Cavendish shook his head and held a second of silence for some unknown pirate or navy. On the endless sea, 2 pirate ships were burning with flames, and thick smoke was rising into the sky. The deck of the pirate ship was littered with corpses, and dozens of living pirates were chained and kneeling on the deck with dejected expressions. Next to them were Navy soldiers with loaded weapons, responsible for guarding them. Not long ago, a fierce battle took place here, and the battle ended with the complete defeat of the pirate group. Next to the pirate ship, there was a Navy warship docked. A rear admiral stood on the bow, a cigar between his teeth. His sword has not been withdrawn yet, and there is still blood dripping from it. Major General Calvados, all members of the Hound Pirates have been arrested. We have already counted, and all the captains and main members of the Hound Pirates have been arrested. A naval colonel walked up behind the Major General and reported loudly, well done." The rear admiral had no expression on his face and nodded seriously. "These pirates are the scum of the sea. Every time we get rid of one, we can protect one more civilian. This time when I go back, I will ask for credit for you." Everywhere, Major General Calvados is well led. The naval colonel doesn't dare to take over everything. The main ones who take action are the major generals in front of him. If he hadn't dealt with the captain of the Hound Pirates, they wouldn't be able to deal with the Hound Pirates. At this moment, the captain responsible for monitoring the sea area, the soldiers suddenly exclaimed, "Major General Calvados, a pirate ship has been spotted in the waters to the right and is approaching us." "Nanny, how dare you take the initiative to deliver it to your door? It's so arrogant. Immediately confirm which pirate group the other party is." The rear admiral was furious and quickly issued an order. "I've never seen the opponent's flag. It should be the newly formed pirate group." The observer swung his telescope from side to side, carefully checking the pirate ship in front, and moved his eyes from the flag to the bow. Suddenly, he stopped, and then his hands began to tremble. That person is impossible. Why would he appear here?" The observer could not conceal his horror, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. "What's wrong? Who is the other party?" At this time, the rear admiral also noticed something unusual among his subordinates. It's Lucifer, the devil Lucifer. Lucifer, who has been wanted by this department, is approaching us. The naval observer screamed, and then sat down directly on the deck. He was shaking, speaking slurred, obviously frightened. Lucifer. The rear admiral also widened his pupils and quickly grabbed the telescope to check. Sure enough, a young and handsome face appeared in his sight. It was a very young and handsome young man who was the favorite of rich women. Type. But in the eyes of the rear admiral, he is a devil. During this period, Lucifer's name has been spreading within the Navy. His crimes are almost universally known. The Navy headquarters sent Kizaru to lead a team to hunt down Lucifer, but half a month later, not even Lucifer's shadow was found. He never thought that he would meet Lucifer here today. Retreat quickly. Where's the helmsman? Turn around immediately. The rear admiral had no idea of fighting Lucifer and directly ordered his men to retreat. After confirmation by Admiral Kizaru, Lucifer's strength far exceeded that of the vice admiral, and only the admiral could compete. Therefore, the Navy headquarters issued an order, and the Navy soldiers outside, you can give up the mission and evacuate after encountering Lucifer, and it is not considered a deserter. The Navy moved very quickly, and several Navy soldiers worked together to turn around and control the warship to escape towards the rear. At the same time, the rear admiral began to contact the headquarters. Hello, I am Calvados. I found traces of Lucifer in the Moro Sea and called for help. Yes, the identity of the other party has been confirmed. It is undoubtedly Lucifer. Lucifer has formed his own pirate group, with a total of 3 crew members. They are Rommel's Camadou Cavendish, Doflamingo's subordinate Baby 5. I don't know if he has taken refuge, and there is an unidentified man. Rear Admiral Calvados looked anxious and spoke quickly. He knew that he might not be able to go back, so he tried his best to send all the information he saw back to the Navy headquarters. At the same time, he also sent back the photos they took photo. From this point of view, he is indeed a conscientious Navy man. On the other side, on the netherworld, Anello and Cavendish looked at the fleeing Navy warships, showing a trace of disdain. Hey, is this the Navy of Qinghai? Isn't it so spineless to run away before the fight started? Inaloo is a little dissatisfied. He heard that the Navy is the strongest force on the sea, but it doesn't look like it at all now. They run away in panic when they see their flags. They are just a bunch of cowardless people. That's because they are afraid of Captain Lucifer. After all, the captain's reputation is very scary. Cavendish smiled. How about it? Do you want to take action, Captain? Inaloo looked at Lucifer. Lucifer smiled and took the red wine from Baby 5. Now that we have met them, we naturally can't let the prey escape, so let's play with them. Lucifer looked at the warships on the sea ahead and said softly, Come here. After the words fell, an invisible force burst out and quickly captured the warship in front. The next second, the fleeing warship appeared next to the netherworld. The sudden change shocked the Navy on the warship. All of them were shocked. There was no reaction. When they came to their senses, they realized that they had fallen into the hands of the netherworld pirates. Inal and Cavendish stared at the pirates on the warship as if they were looking at a group of prey. What power is this? Why are we here? The warship was forced to move. Doesn't it mean that Lucifer's abilities are the same as General Kizaru's? What is this? Hundreds of Navy soldiers were frightened and were already in disarray. Calm down, idiots. Rear Admiral Calvados shouted and stopped the panicked Navy. You can't be so rude when facing evil pirates. In that case, how will the Navy lose face? Rear Admiral Calvados walked onto the bow of the ship, pointed the knife at Lucifer, and broke out with murderous intent. Come on, let me be your opponent. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Finally someone with some backbone appears. Inaloo laughed, and at the same time turned into a bolt of lightning and shot at the rear admiral. Cavendish was stunned, and then realized that he was a step too late. Hey, don't run away. After saying that, Cavendish also turned into a gust of wind and shot at the warship. Boom! A bolt of thunder and lightning flashed across the deck. A dozen sailors screamed and were electrocuted into a ball of coke. Then a gust of wind roared past. More than a dozen Marines were hit by swords in the chest and fell in a pool of blood. Lucifer did not take action. because these Navy forces were too weak. If he had taken action, the battle would be over in an instant, and Enel and Cavendish would not be able to win. It's fun. As a captain, you can't be at the forefront of every battle. In that case, what's the use of having crew members? He founded the pirate group to be a captain, not a nanny. He doesn't need a group of weaklings hiding behind who have no fighting ability. Only by letting his crew experience battle can they become stronger. Enero faced off against a rear admiral, and Cavendish faced off against 2 captains and hundreds of sailors. Although there were only 2 of them, they caused losses to the Navy. Tragic. In just a few minutes, the deck of the warship was covered with corpses. Hey, Baby 5, aren't you going to fight? You won't become stronger by being so lazy. A weak person is of no use to me. Lucifer looked at Baby 5 beside him. I know. Baby 5 blew out a smoke ring, and at the same time his body turned into a missile, which hit the warship with a bang. With a loud bang, a big hole was blown out of the deck of the warship, and more than a dozen Navy soldiers were directly killed. With the addition of Baby 5, the Navy was losing ground. Rear Admiral Calvados looked at the corpses around him with tears in his eyes. Damn pirates, go to hell. Flying and slashing. A vacuum slash erupted from the sword and shot towards Enel in the distance. With a flash of lightning, Enel dodged the slash and at the same time shot a thunder dragon towards Calvados. Major General Calvados was the Brontosaurus hit him and spit out a mouthful of blood on the spot. His hair stood straight and his whole body was charred black.